We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Mark. Mark is continuing his search for a projector that will handle his planned 3-screen size viewing setup. He's looking into use JVC models as a possible solution. Looking around the AVS forum classified, he saw an RS45 for $950 and an X500R for $1,800. They both seem like very capable projectors, but he's never bought a used projector before, so he wonders, I'm going to go with one. How far back in model years is it reasonable to look? Well, I wouldn't go back any farther than 1080p.
Right.
I would at least go 1080p, and then I would, at that point, if it's got the feature set and it does the resolution, and it's not like so old that it doesn't accept certain. I mean, I can't imagine what it wouldn't accept as a 1080p projector.
No,
That
3D
would be a problem.
if you go
3D,
back
I
far enough.
suppose.
Which was the case. So, like in JVC's case,
Older receivers. I mean, I'm sorry. Older projectors too. If you're, could be so old that you got to look at stuff like black levels and color correction and all this other stuff. So it provided that it got good reviews on those things, and it's a 1080p projector. I only care about the life of the bulb, basically, like how new's the bulb, because that's going to make more difference than any of the other stuff.
yeah, in JVC's case, if you go back to the models that came out in 2011, that's when they got HDMI 1.4, and they went to this new wire grid system on their liquid crystal and silicone panels that are largely responsible for their great black levels. And then they've been iterating on that and improving ever since. So that was the X3 and the RS40, X7, RS50, X9, RS60. However, you definitely need lens memory in your setup, because that's what you want to do. You want to be able to go from a small 16:9 to a 2.35:1 that is the same height but wider, and then to an IMAX that's the same width as your 2.35:1 but taller. So to do that, you definitely need motorized lens shift with lens memory, and that was the models that came out in 2012. So that was your RS45, which is one of the models that you mentioned. That came out that year. So that has the features. I wouldn't go any farther back in time than that in your particular case. However, they kept improving things after that, of course. So 2013, they went to eShift 2. That's their wobble K thing. And they went to yet another new wire grid that improved their contrast even further. Then in 2014, that's when your X500 model came out. That's when they started accepting 4K resolution input, but they did not have HDCP 2.2. All right? So it's almost useless.
Yeah.
But that's when they started accepting 4K input, was 2014. So 2015, 2016, they actually had 2 model years that they didn't bring out 2 projectors, just one across those 2 model years. That's the X550 model, X750, RS400s. Those are the ones that added HDCP 2.2 and HDR, and now we're up to the X570 and RS420.
So it seems
those are the current models.
that the sweet spot here is the 2013 models, the X35,
Yeah, like the-
RS460, 46. I mean, RS46.
Oh, I see.
model.
That get the upgraded contrast.
Upgraded contrast. You don't have the useless wobble K that you can't use for actual 4K content.
Right.
So if you're going to try to save some money, that year would.
Although that wasn't one of the ones he saw, because
Well-
he had an RS45. It went to the RS46 in 2013.
Right.
So that wasn't one of the models that he said. But yeah,
I mean, I think that's what I would be looking for. That's what I would be looking for based on this list.
okay. So
that
someone's
Rob
selling an X35 RS46, X75 RS56, something in there. But yeah, those were how the model numbers went in JVC.
He asks, aside from the bulb, how long do projectors last before wearing out? I don't know that they wear out. They can break, which you would know, but some of the issues I would worry about, these are the things I would do if I was shopping for a used projector. I would, of course, want to, have them turn it on and make sure it works. I would have them project upon a white wall or a white screen, hopefully, a completely black image in a dark room. I would let the projector warm up, and I would look for anything that was not black, specifically little green blobs. What that is dust that has gotten into the projector, into the back of the lens, and it cannot really, in most cases, be removed. It's just there forever. You're just stuck with that. It's something that some people will never notice until you point it out, and then they come to your house and point it out every dang time they come over to your house. So don't point it out, because that dude will not shut up about it. But because I had a projector that did that, and it was really annoying. So I would do that. I would look at the screen, the filter that there's, because all of them have filters. Make sure that doesn't look like it's been abused or damaged in some
air
way.
Filter.
The air filter, which keeps the dust out in the first place. So those are the things I would look at. You know, I would switch between inputs and all of that. But
you can also put on a full white image and just look for any stuck pixels. Again, looking for any pixel that isn't white at that point. Those are sort of the things, which is basically his next question.
Oh, okay. Well, that was his next one. When looking for a used projector, what questions should we be asking the sellers? How old's the bulb? Do you have any extra bulbs? Where do you buy your bulbs? How much do they cost? You know, all that stuff. And
you actually, a good question to ask people who are selling a projector is, how often have you cleaned the air filter? And if they're like, this has an air filter, it's not a great sign.
Not a good sign.
Unless it's only a year old, in which is probably fine. But yeah.
So he asked, what sites besides AVS are good for finding used projectors? And the only site that I can think of for used anything online is Audiogon. So
And even though the name is Audiogon, not to worry, they have a projector section. So
yeah, I can't think of it. Craigslist, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Craigslist, eBay, right?
eBay. Yeah. He also stumbled across the Lumagen Mini video processor, which seems to have some cool features, including being able to scale and position the image to switch digitally between 16:9 and 2.35 to 1. But he can't figure out for sure if this would work in his setup without needing to physically zoom the lens shift and lens shift as well. So thoughts on that? A digitally zoom is immediately puts me off of whatever this thing is that you're talking about, because that doesn't sound like something I would want it to do.
No, I mean, this is for when you're filling a full 16:9 screen, then you go to 2.35 for 1, and for some reason you want to move that 2.35 to 1 image either up or down without touching the projector at all. Yeah. That's what that Lumagen can do for you. But you don't need it. If you went with one of these JVC projectors and you don't go any farther back than the 2012 model years, you'll have lens memory. So you don't even need it if that's what you do.
Yeah, anytime you talk about digitally affecting an image, you're just asking for artifacts and problems to crop up. Basically what you're saying is, here is the image as it's already the image 1-for-1 pixel mapping that I have going from my Blu-ray player to this projector. The projector is putting out the image just fine. Now I'm going to digitally move it, 1 pixel to the left and 1 pixel up. Should it be able to do that? Probably. Will it do it perfectly? Maybe. But if you ask it to do anything more than something as simple as what I just asked, like keystone it, meaning figure out a way
which
to
that
make...
Lumagen can do. But...
should figure out a way to, bend things into so that it's in straight lines again instead of, in a trapezoidal shape. That's way more difficult than just moving things over a couple of pixels and up a couple of pixels or whatever. So, yeah. I would stay away from anything that says digitally affect my image. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.